When considering Maslow's hierarchy of needs, I believe that since the very beginning of my life, I have been very blessed with the fact that my basic needs have continuously been met. My mom and dad always made sure that I had 3 meals a day, and our snack cabinet was always full. Getting clean water has never been an issue to have to deal with in my life. When considering rest, let's be honest, I may not have always gotten as much rest as I needed at times, but at least I do get rest. Sleep has always been important to me, but it is always the first thing I will sacrifice when I don't have enough time to do everything I want to do. So when it's not being met, it's my own choice. I am fortunate to have always had a place to call home. I have always had a place to sleep out at night that provides warmth, security, and safety. My psychological needs are continuously switching back and forth between being met and not quite being fully met. My family always makes me feel loved. I guess it's kind of unconditional love, because I know that no matter what happens, my family will always be there for me. My sister is basically like my best friend, and we have the kind of cheesy relationship where we aren't embarrassed to show our love for each other. I am blessed to have a group of friends that provide a sense of belongingness in my life. I know that I can count on them to be there for me for anything, in good times and bad. I did not know anyone at Butler when I first arrived here on campus. It was difficult to come to college and not have a sense of belongingness and love from people here at Butler right away. But I soon was able to connect with different people who have now become some of my best friends. It was scary to feel like part of my psychological needs weren't met for a short while, but it allowed me to step out of my comfort zone and meet new people that would provide a sense of love and belongingness at my new home away from home. The other psychological need of esteem is met most of the time in my life. I have always been known as the doer because I can always accomplish tasks. I love the feeling of accomplishing something and the prestige that accompanies it. The one time in my life that I felt most accomplished was when I won dance nationals with my team. I had never felt as proud of myself and my hard work as I did then. It was such a great accomplishment to know that my 15 years of hard work and dedication had accomplished great things. I do not feel like I have reached complete self-actualization yet, but I do believe it is something I will eventually achieve. When considering Gardner's multiple intelligences, I know that I have always been people smart and logic smart. I have always been interpersonally intelligent because I am able to relate to, consider, and analyze others before I could begin to analyze myself. I have the ability to put myself in someone else's shoes and am able to truly understand how they are feeling. I put others above myself most all of the time. I have also always been logically, mathematically intelligent. Math has always come very easily to me. I am the person who would much rather sit there and work on 100 math problems rather than read a book. Numbers make sense to me. When putting my two intelligences together, it makes perfect sense that I want to be a math teacher. I will be able to relate to and always consider my students while teaching a subject that I am very passionate about. I can think back in my childhood to times when I was able to identify with Piaget's concepts of assimilation and accommodation. When I was little, my parents had season tickets to the Evansville Aces basketball games. I would go in my little cheer outfit and be their #1 fan. I specifically remember one game when a player from the opposing team was at the free throw line. The Jumbotron was flashing for the audience to yell, "Brick," in order to distract him and the shot not go in. But I did not quite understand the reasoning behind this at the time. So naturally, I just yelled along. Then the next time when a player from our team was at the free throw line, I began to shout "Brick" because I figured, through assimilation, that's what you yell when a person is shooting for free throws. My mom explained to me that it was only for when the other team is shooting free throws. After this, I used accommodation and was able to yell at the appropriate times. John Dewey talks a lot about how building community in schools and social groups is important. I was personally able to experience this concept firsthand in 5th and 6th grade. My 5th grade teacher ended up looping up with our class, which meant that we had the exact same students in our class, with the same teacher for 5th and 6th grade. After being with the same group of people every day in the classroom all day for 2 years, we had basically become a tight-knit family. We all got along so well and were able to encourage and motivate each other both in class and in our real lives. There was definitely a mix of extra smart students and a mix of the typical and well-known troublemakers from our grade in our class. But that did not matter because Mr. Figley would make us work together as a class. He was famous for his group punishments. The troublemakers in the class quickly realized that the other students would be angry at them if they continued acting the way they had, so this ultimately caused them to change their ways. The genuine community that was created after 2 years allowed the learning community in the classroom to prosper, as we accomplished over double the amount of material than we were required to, which provided me with an outstanding basis for my core subjects. I learned more in my 2 years as a 5th and 6th grader, specifically about English and math and life in general, than I did all throughout middle and high school. When considering Erikson's psychological stages of development, I feel that I best mastered the autonomy stage as a child because I am very self-controlled and self-confident. I was enrolled in dance classes at a very early stage of my life. I performed on stage for the first time when I was embarrassingly still wearing pull-ups. I believe that enrolling me in dance classes so young caused me to have a sense of self-control and be self-disciplined. Most little kids do not have the chance to perform on stage at an early age. I feel like me growing up being on stage caused me to feel adequate and extremely self-confident. I can mostly identify with the identity versus confusion stage in middle school. I went through a very awkward time when I did not have many friends because most of all of my friends were older than me and had moved on to high school. I remember 8th grade being a major reality check for me as I struggled to find out exactly who I was so I could know where I would fit in with people in my own grade. I feel like now I am in the generativity versus self-absorption stage as I am trying to figure out how I can make a difference with my life and impact the world. It is somewhat scary to think that I am experiencing parts of the stage that my mother is experiencing as well, but I feel like it is also normal to go through this stage when figuring out what to do for the rest of your life. I have ultimately decided that I will only be happy in life if I can work with others constantly and consistently, and will be able to witness lives be changed and transformed for generations to come. I cannot wait to have a class of my own where I can begin to touch the lives of students around me. Right now, I am here at Butler University working towards becoming a teacher so I can impact the lives of kids every day. I am becoming more independent and I matured and developed a lot within the past year. And I know that being in college will allow me to continue to grow in many aspects of my life.